Where are primary sources for Northern Union preservation arguments? Imagine stepping into the past and hearing the voices and seeing the documents that shape the fight to keep the United States united. That's what primary sources do. They give us direct access to the thoughts and actions of people from the Civil War era. If you want to understand why many in the North believed preserving the Union was so vital, these sources are your best tools. One of the most important collections is the official records of the War of the Rebellion. This huge archive contains official reports, military correspondence, and documents from both Union and Confederate forces. It shows how Union leaders planned and fought to keep the country together. These records reveal military strategies and political decisions made during the war, giving a clear picture of the Union's commitment to preserving the nation. Another key source is the speeches and writings of President Abraham Lincoln. His first inaugural address is especially important. Lincoln emphasized that secession was illegal and that his duty was to defend the Constitution. His words made it clear that the Union was more than just a collection of states. It was a legal and moral obligation to stay united. These speeches are primary because they come directly from Lincoln himself and show his firm stance on Union preservation. Congressional records are also vital. Debates and resolutions from the United States Congress reflected the legislative support for keeping the Union intact. Leaders like Senator Henry Wilson and others discussed laws and policies aimed at supporting the war effort and maintaining national unity. These records show how the government officially justified its actions and rallied support for the cause. Personal papers of key figures like Edwin Stanton, who was Secretary of War, and generals such as George B. McClellan, offer insight into the political and military thinking behind Union strategies. These collections include letters, diaries, and official documents that reveal the thoughts and decisions of those leading the fight to save the Union. Contemporary newspapers from the North, like the New York Tribune, also serve as primary sources. They reported on battles, political debates, and public opinion. These newspapers often supported the Union cause and helped shape public support for the war effort. Lastly, digital archives make it easier than ever to access these sources. Collections from the Library of Congress, university digital libraries, and online repositories host letters, photographs, official documents, and newspapers. These resources allow anyone to explore first-hand accounts and official records that show why preserving the Union was so important to Northern leaders and citizens. All these sources together give a full picture of the Northern arguments for keeping the United States united. They show that the Union was seen as a legal, moral, and military necessity, and they help us understand how leaders communicated and acted to keep the country together during its darkest hours.